Hey folks, welcome to my channel. My name's Lena. Let's get into it. So, I'm an art director by day, but a poster designer by night. So, some people knit for fun, some people cook, some people like to go dance. I like to create posters. So I figured this would be a fun way to put some language towards what I create and I don't know, have a little fun. My friend, my dear sis, my neighbor is Unsplash, and that is where I source most of my photography. Um, so that's where I got this photo. Can we take a moment to take in this woman's face, but also her skin? Why does she look like that? Why? Why is it like that? Imperfection where? Blemish? Ooh, since when? So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut out her face. I know that sounds dark and dreary, but I swear it's not. My knife is Photoshop, so we keep it safe here. So I'm cutting out her face, I'm cutting out her head wrap, which I also really love. I love the texture on the actual wrap itself, and the beads are a really cool, interesting way to highlight that. So now I'm also gonna break down aspects of the cutout. So because when creating a poster, you just don't know where the wind will move you. Shout out to people who do know where it's gonna go. I don't. So what I like to do is break down the subject as much as possible to give me the biggest space to play around with the different elements. So that means cutting out the head wrap. So that's its own separate layer. Cutting out the glasses. So that's its own separate layer. Cutting out the face itself. So it's its own separate layer. So I can make adjustment changes, add textures, provide the zhuzh without worrying about impacting the rest of my model. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm cutting out the head wrap, and I don't want it to be destructive at all because again, I don't know what's gonna happen. I could hit hour 2 of this and decide it's got to go. On these sunglasses, girl. We gonna work on these sunglasses. Sunglasses where? What am I talking about? It is not a sunglass. I'm talking about her glasses, her regular specs like mine. So I've gone ahead and cut her head wrap. Now I want to apply some cool textures to it, some visual interest. So I found this really cool wavy multicolored gradient. It looks like a squiggly line. It meets a gradient and I like it. Play around with blending modes and play around with the way the texture is placing itself on top of the object. I'm not really liking the way this gradient is going. It's really letting me down. Now a girl's got a list of textures. I like to keep them to the side. I like to have them ready. And the one I think works the best is this sort of like painter effect. It looks like someone took a paintbrush to a canvas or a wall and just created this sort of swatch, and I'm loving it. So now that I have that, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this other texture I found. It looks like it's someone carved something. Shout out to those people who can do that, because when I tell you that would look left, it would not look like beautiful swooped lines. It would look like someone punched a wall. I love their lips. It is providing texture, it's providing beauty, it's providing fullness. And now I'm gonna go back and look for some other ways to add texture to this image. Is it, shadows of a person? Is it the sky? Like, I saw this really cool image of this guy and he's got the sky in his frames. I'm like, okay, maybe I can try playing around with that with the glasses. I don't like it though, because not only is it a bit blurry, but it feels very flat. I don't like that. I like dips and hips. I like curves like we see on Beyonce, like we got on Portia Williams, you know what I mean? Like, I want shape, I don't want flatness, so the sky's gotta go. I'm gonna find a couple more textures that might work with this. I found this really cool texture of this paper that sort of looks like it's been glued on, where there's rips and pulls. Now that's in the background, I think I can play around with that wavy sort of stone texture that we pulled in earlier. So the thing is, it's giving Halloween with the way it's blending on top of this face. So what we're gonna have to do is push this back, because what is the goal of this poster? To showcase the beauty of this person. And look, beauty, clear. We get to focus on the face. We get to focus on the nose and those lips. So now I'm going to continue through and keep playing with that blending mode, but now that it's behind the person. And I think it's working a bit better. I can sort of see the dips. I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna go from there, maybe like play with the color. Maybe this will be a really cool way. If I pull the colors from that sort of square white textured, maybe there's a cool way to sort of like amplify the imagery here. I don't like it, red. I don't like these colors. I'm not feeling it. The blending modes are not doing what I need it to do, which is stunt. Ooh, we doing red in a difference? And it is. Look at the way the colors pop. We've got purples, we've got blues, we've got reds, we've got pops of color. I'm a colorful person. I honestly thought I was a minimalist for the longest time. And I told my sister that. And she said, what? And I was like, yeah. But then I realized I was a maximalist. And my sister literally looked at me and said, I could have told you that. I could have told you that because I'd been lying to myself. I ain't never been a minimalist. Look at this. Look at my ring. Never. I love maximalist. I love color. I love dramatics. I love texture. Even if I look a fool, I'm good with it. So we're going to go ahead and play with this flower pattern. It looks like these really cool paper flowers, which I think are really interesting. Okay, so we're just going to blend it to the back. So it looks like it's just sort of like creates a cool texture without being too obvious that it's paper flowers, because I don't like it. I wish I had a stronger answer for that, but I just don't like it. And that's all I got. So I'm going to keep going. But I love this texture and I love the way these earrings look. So I'm going to take it from this photo. I'm going to place it on my poster to give it the glam I feel like it needs. So we're just going to make it a little more low fidelity, and I don't know why I don't have other words to explain high fidelity and low fidelity. I know it's like a UX UI design sort of thing, but like I don't know, like I like when I say low fidelity, I mean things that aren't overly texturized, that don't have shape, we don't have shadows. We sort of create something that feels very flat, very 2D. High fidelity is 3D. That's shape, that's texture. So as we're sort of putting these earrings in, it looks a bit more high fidelity 3D, right? You could sort of see the shape and texture, even though it's a bit of a rough cutout, we can see that there. So I'm just gonna play around with the blending modes to create this sort of 2D flat effect. Because again, I want her face to glow. And I also can't sing. Never been my skill set, but you know, you ever see something so beautiful, you feel the move to, you feel like you have to sing? I had to sing because her face is so stunning. I'm so glad the poster is providing the canvas needed to showcase her face.